Hi, I'm Joe. I am a arts professional for the last 10 years and also work in events. Always like being a part of anything creative, especially in the Midlands, um, and look forward to always my next project, whatever that might be. What do I think about most? I mean, there's always about 200 million things going in my head at all times. I'd say family is probably what I think about most and what they're doing, especially at this time where who knows when we're going to see people again. Friends, family, always on my mind. Other than that, definitely anything to do with films, culture, games, and probably think about it 60% of the day how Marvel X-Men would be doing in this time of year. For me, it's a state of being, I think a mindset for me is especially because I wear so many different hats, shall we say, for work, pleasure, life in general. I think it's that state of what do you do to do that certain thing. And for me, probably again, it's overthinking everything 400 times. So maybe I overthink to get in a mindset. So I'm in a mindset to be in a mindset. So maybe I'm in a black hole of a mindset. Hmm. Right now, oh, my mindset is very jumbled and is a mix of, I'm going to say, intelligent thoughts mixed with every single thought you probably don't need to know at all in your life. So very scattered yet complex. I don't actually think my thoughts have changed at all during my life. The only thing I'd say my thoughts definitely don't change is why do you know song and lyrics from, say, 20 years ago, but you can't remember, say, a lyric you heard yesterday? So I'm going to say my mindset is very constant and still of a 10-year-old. I don't think I've ever thought about it really. I think because I think as a society, we're very diverse and different. I would expect everyone's mindset to be completely different to mine. I'd say maybe if it works on, say, if you do it on radio frequencies, and sometimes you get to know people because they attune into your frequency, so you have a few similar mindsets. But I'd say overall, there must be 6 billion different, no one has the same. Well-being to me is that you are absolutely in peak performance of how you feel, how you are, how you act, and how you perceive the world you'd want the world to be. I think it's very difficult. I think it's very hard to measure. If you ask me now, am I in the right well-being to even think about answering this question? I'm going to say probably because of the current state and climate. Probably not, but I think it's very personal, and maybe we should talk about well-being more in general every day to probably feel better. Um, Obviously, health is, without health is there would not be living. So I'd hope it's very important to everybody. But I think, again, health is quite hard to talk about. I mean, there's especially mental health that people don't like to talk about, but I think even health in general, I don't think anyone likes, or maybe it's getting better now in a new generation, but especially say if you think about how my dad acts when talking about his own physical health, I don't think he likes talking about it. I don't think anyone likes talking when they've got a weakness, but I think with health, we should talk about it more, and maybe we'd understand mental health, disabilities more if we did speak in general about how you feel. I mean, do I tell people how I feel? Probably not, but I know I'd rather listen to someone telling me about how they feel than me telling them. So yeah, my conclusion of this very long-winded, who knows where I'm going, is health and well-being is important, and we should talk about it more. And I, for one, am going to say probably should talk about it a lot more than I do. I think for me, I like keeping well by working, and I mean working in industries that I like to work in. So when I'm not working in my current 9 to 5 event world, Joe, the way I keep myself healthy from that is by doing performance side, Joe. I think you have to find the things that you like to do. I've never been one who likes exercise in the gym by myself, but I know I prefer one-on-one, and that's how I found to manage, say, my mobility health. I think it's ideal that you have a large group of friends to keep your well-being in check. So especially even if you don't feel down, again, if we're talking about states of mind, that they see, if they're not used to perceiving you as you feel, that they can call you out on it and ask about your well-being. So I think, yeah, friends helps a lot. Family is definitely helpful for me, for my well-being, especially, say, locked in a house with them at the moment for 11 weeks. Couldn't do that on my own. And I appreciate every day the people I've got around me, friends and family. And I suppose the other thing is, I like being the one asking people how they are, and maybe that is a well-being in myself. Is if I know everyone else is happy, I know I am. I suppose resilience is something I actually think I fall down on, and I've been, especially with what's been going on recently. I think when I talk about me as a performer, I remember being that person 10 years ago who would fight for any job he wanted, and I'd be that resilient to go out and get what I want. I think that's something I really struggle with now. And I don't know what's changed. I don't know if it's me or if I've always been like that. And I'd like to change that. I think what helps is when I don't feel resilient to what I want, I've always got people around me what I want. For example, I work for a murder mystery group. At least, well, originally I was hoping to do it once a month, but unfortunately it's been about once a year. And say, for example, as soon as I'm asked to do a job, straight away my brain doesn't want to do it. And I feel like I've become that way inclined to not be resilient, to think, no, you're going to go through from the start of the job to the end. The thing that gets me through is everyone around me seems to know what I'm capable of. So even though they know I'm not feeling like that, everyone else knows I can. And I feel like that gives me the strength, shall we say, to get through. I think strength's something I don't actually think about a lot, and maybe I should. And I wish I had more of an answer to that for you. I think my strengths, as I think we just said, are from my friends and family. I think it's from everyone I've ever crossed paths with. And yeah, I really feel like I am stronger with people around me than being alone. And I think without a support network like that, not sure where I'd be. But I don't think it would be in a better place. I think it would be in a worse place. So I thank every day for everyone around me. Oh, when have I been? So I really feel lucky in the fact I feel I'm quite fortunate in, I always feel that nothing really bad has happened to me in my life, and I bless that every day. So I'm struggling to think of a really, shall we say, a really good example that actually would be deep and meaningful to tell you. Oh, when have I? Mm, I don't think you've ever silenced me in the most time I've known you. I think I'm going to have to be a really bad example here, I think. Um, I think for me is I have a habit of getting into a routine and think that I am a cog in a bigger machine. So when I do a job and say maybe it's a big contract of 3, 4 years, I really think I want to dedicate myself to finishing. And I think when I need strength and resilience more is when I'm told that that's not working, because my original reaction to a job would be to complete it because I'm there to do it. And I think it takes a lot of my strength to tell myself personally that something's not working. Um, I I remember once being in a contract for an event manager job about 7 years ago, where I would it was a big contract. It was for a Christmas gig, and it was about 10 weeks long, and you'd sign yourself up for everything. And I was week 2 of these 10 weeks, and I realized I was not right for the job at all. And I remember getting in a real state thinking, how am I going to get through the next 8 weeks? Because to be honest, I don't think we're progressing for what I was there for. I think I was meant to be playing Santa. And it was such a long gig. And I was just thinking, this is not right. The costume's not right. I don't look like what people are expecting. And I remember being really upset that people who were coming to see me would not be perceived. Well, they wouldn't be happy. And I think it took a while for me to actually get on the phone and tell the company I was working for these issues I was having. And turned out they actually agreed. And there was someone ready to fill the space, because actually they were 60 years older than me, and they had a far better superior Santa than me. And I just remember thinking, well, if they'd got a problem with it from the beginning, why didn't they give me that feedback? So I'm going to say that I can't explain how hard it would have been for me to tell someone that I'm not right for the job. That's such a bad example. I'm sure I'll think of something more deep and meaningful and actually more philosophical. But unfortunately, drawing a blank. I do think they're all connected. I think they're all, for me, again, you can see in different ways. I think they all come under how to help yourself, and how to, as we said, how to be in a better mental health, thinking about all these things. I also think they're all connected to be about the mind and body, because it's, not just how you think of these things, but how you act. And really, I suppose they're all linked, because, do I think about these things on a daily basis? Probably not. Should I? Yeah. I think they're very linked, as that they're all quite personal as well. But maybe as I said previously, maybe we should talk about everything a bit more, and we'd all feel better off. And so I might even get a bit uncomfortable talking about them now. uh, I'd say prior to us all being in lockdown, no, I don't think I would have seen it around the community. It's been quite interesting, especially with checking in with work. asking the question, how are you? And I feel maybe like in everyday life, you kind of ask the question, but you want them just to say, I'm fine, how are you, and answer back. However, I feel like with what's going on in the world in the moment, you've had to be more honest with the answer. So when people are actually asking, how are you, they are asking about how your well-being is. And maybe we are a little bit more thoughtful to speaking about it. And yeah, I'd say now we are thinking about health and well-being a little bit more. You know, you think about maybe the clap for carers we did on every Thursday. Are we clapping because we're thanking them? You'd hope yes. But are we also showing that, you know, we're trying to help their well-being as well? So yeah, I'd say it has become a bit more of a community spirit. Do we think about mindsets? Probably not. We probably think about them maybe in school, in university, but I don't think anyone asks in later life, because I assume they think you're thinking about it yourself, which I don't think they are. I think we've proven we don't think about each other on a daily basis, and we should be a little bit more open. We're a little bit more selfish when it comes to mindful. Like maybe I should ask you how you are at the moment. I know that's not the case with the exercise, but it's, I mean, straight away I got very selfish talking about my well-being. And maybe, yeah, maybe as a community, that is something we've started to fix, but I think we should do more, especially around here. No, I think I've rambled on quite enough about, I think unless we'll start going into, I think we need a group chat after this. No, I'd say thank you for the time to let me speak about this matter, I suppose. I would rather, I think, and you know this because you know me, but no one else would, is I probably would be more comfortable talking about these subjects as a character. And I don't know, I don't think you've probably seen me answer these questions in this way before. I might be wrong. But yeah, maybe I do feel awkward when talking about myself in this much detail.